A prayer for the soul of Christelle to rest in peace. 5 months after her passing, Magny is still in mourning. Once a week, on this vacant lot that serves as a cemetery, she keeps vigil with her 2 grandsons at the graveside of her daughter who was murdered in October 2021. Christelle was 24. She was stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend in this neighbourhood of Douala. Her 2 young sons had repeatedly borne witness to the violence she suffered.
Mon père ne faisait qu'elle a tapé. Elle a tapé. Elle la mettait dehors, on dormait que dehors dans la pluie.
Aged just 4 and 8, they watched helpless as their mother was murdered.
Un jour comme ça, ma mère rentrait du marché. Je voulais fermer la porte. Je vois quelqu'un comment on bouscule. Je vois que c'est lui. Il entre après, il reste 1 minute comme ça. Après, ma mère lui a posé la question que il était dit il n'est plus venu sur moi. Il s'est fâché là une fois pour le couteau et l'a envoyé sur le corps de ma mère.
Christelle's killer is now in jail, but her mother still feels a deep sense of injustice. The death of her daughter has plunged her into mourning and financial difficulty. Christelle was the family's provider. Now Magny, who's unemployed, is dependent on the generosity of her neighbours.
Here I am since my daughter died. My whole life is over. She was my right hand. She was everything to me. She did everything for me. Christelle is gone, and if no one helps me, I'll be out in the street with the children. It's the people here who often give me 1,000 or 2,000 francs so that I can cook. I'm in despair. I'm suffering. It's not okay.
The National Commission for Human Rights in Cameroon says at least 130 women were killed by their partners between 2019 and 2020, but domestic violence and deaths resulting from it are believed to be heavily underreported. Victims of domestic abuse who escape death are often scarred for life by their experiences. Eloise, whose true identity can't be revealed, fled her home and the beatings of her former husband. She could so easily have become another tragic statistic. Eloise was attacked with a machete. She says her life was saved by the actions of her children.
He took the machete and hit me all over with it. When he wanted to raise the knife to chop off my head, that's when the children got up. One grabbed his feet and another his arms. They said, "Daddy, don't kill her. We're sick of seeing blood."
Since this attempted murder in 2018, Eloise has lived in hiding and in constant fear because her former partner continues to hunt for her. For the victims of domestic violence in Cameroon, there is no real system in place to offer help or protection.
I moved house to escape him. He even came to the school and threatened my children, trying to find out where our new house was. The children said nothing. We're divorced, but I don't have peace.
Peace is hard to come by. These women rely on themselves to find what safety they can, with little or no legal recourse.
We can't let him keep doing these things, like he's controlling your lives.
There's no specific law regarding domestic abuse in Cameroon. It's simply treated as assault. Many cannot and dare not undertake the difficult fight for justice. For more than 30 years, Charlotte Chikunte has offered support and guidance to victims of abuse to help them avoid becoming victims of murder. The Cameroonian lawyer's motto is to intervene before it's too late.
Have you thought about contacting the authorities over these threats?
I haven't, because the problem is already...
Yes, but the court is dealing with the injuries caused by the machete. But now he's committing other offences that you must report to the authorities. The threats he's made are unjustified.
This lawyer sees dozens of women every month. She provides them with free advice and accompanies them through any legal proceedings, but it too often ends in failure to secure a conviction, and the number of femicides in Cameroon continues to rise. Charlotte Chikunte says husbands and partners are allowed to act with judicial impunity. She blames a patriarchal and often corrupt system.
There is an increase in violence leading to the death of women. It happens time and again, and I admit it's worrying. It's very worrying. There are many who commit these criminal acts, but who remain free to go where they like. Ultimately, they mock their victims and the law with the money they have and can give to everyone.
Campaigners say women are failed by a flawed judicial system and the traditional acceptance of beatings within marriage. The UN estimates more than half of all women in Cameroon are victims of domestic violence. Few will ever see justice done.